Hey, Bob, how you doing? Good to see you. You are the first to show up. Hey, Dale. Thank you. The turkey day was good. I ate so much food, I was horribly sick. Hey, Jim. Hey, John. Hey, Norman. Awesome that you guys are all here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, Eduardo. Hey, Keith. Hey, Hector. Hey. Hey, John. Hey, James. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Glenn. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. It's good to see you. Can you all see me okay? Everybody can see me okay? Scott, Joe, Steve, Chris, everybody. Hey, Norm. Hey, Stella. Hey, Lawrence. Hey, Thurman. It's so awesome you guys are all here. It's so great. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to hang out. Hey, Bill. Hey, Francesca. Kenny, Paul, everybody. Hey, Susan from Maui. Wow. Norman, how much snow did we get? We got about 5 inches here. So, hey, Randy from Colorado. I'm assuming, Randy, you must have some snow as well. Hey, Fred. Hey, everybody. Looks like you guys can all see me good. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. So awesome that you guys are here. Take the time out to hang with us here at Guitar Zoom. Hey, Scott. Hey, Brenda. First question I got for you guys. Okay, we got a lot of stuff we're going to try and cover, and I'm going to talk about the 70s Masterclass. I'm super excited about this 1970s Guitar Masterclass because I spent a lot of time trying to put this thing together, and there's just the 70s. I was born in 1970, so the 70s I was really a little kid in, but the 70s were such a huge influence on me and my playing. So what I want to ask you guys is, for everybody out there, I want you to do me a favor, and I'm going to try and read these as quickly as they come up. I'm going to do the best I can. But who was your favorite? Don't go with the best or anything like that. Who was your favorite guitar player from the 70s? And give me a real quick explanation why. And I'm going to try and read those as they come up. So who was your favorite guitar player? And it doesn't have to be the best guitar player of the 70s. I don't believe in all that stuff anyway. Everybody's good in their own way. So who was your favorite? We got Leslie West, we got Ted, we got Jimmy Page, we got Santana, Richie Blackmore. Oh, man, I love Richie Blackmore, too. Jeff Beck is one of my favorites. Joel Walsh, Brian May, and too many to list. That was my problem trying to put this together. Tom Schultz, Michael Nesmith. Yeah, Michael Nesmith. I guess I could go back maybe into the 70s for that, but David Gilmour, Steve Howe, Alvin Lee. Look at all these. Phil Kagi, yes. Paul Stanley. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Van Halen. Frampton. Absolutely. And that's the thing for me is like guys like, I mean, there's kind of a gray area between whether I could put these people in 70s or put them in 80s, because you look at like Carlos Santana, and he was doing stuff in the 70s and the 60s and the 80s and the 90s. So just so you guys know, what I did was I chose 6 guitar players, and we're going to talk about this more as we keep going. But for the master class, I chose 6 guitar players. And the reason I chose those 6 is because they were vastly different from each other. Roy Buchanan, Klaus Main, Mick Jones, Dickie Betts. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Eric Clapton. Oh, man, I totally agree with you guys. And so what I tried to do is I tried to choose 6 guitar players that were quite a bit different from each other. That way it wasn't like, and I'm not trying to offend anybody because I love all these players, okay? But when I try and look at someone like Eric Clapton and then I look at Jimmy Page or something like that, it's not always easy to really pick out things that are stylistically different between them, although they're both amazing guitar players, and don't get me wrong, I love them. But what I tried to do was kind of pick 6 of them that were quite a bit different from each other, so you'd be able to kind of use that in your playing as well. So thank you so much. Look at all these great names that you guys, Nigel Tufnell, Big Bottom, baby. Okay, Neil Schoen. Neil Schoen is one of my absolute favorites. Larry Coryell. I got to hang out with Larry's son, Julian, for almost a whole summer. I got to hang with Julian, got to know him quite well. An amazing guitar player in his own right. So cool. Awesome. Okay, so let's just talk about this a little bit, and I want to interact with you. We're going to talk for a few minutes, and then I'm going to play some stuff. I'm going to give you some ideas of some things to do. You all should have gotten some links of some tabs that we're going to talk about a little bit today. So if you didn't get those links, Matt is going to post those for you. So we're going to talk about those in a little bit here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to talk about the 70s. And you guys can interact with me because I certainly don't have all the answers. But when I think of the 70s, what I think of are two things. I think of diversity and I think of uniqueness. Okay. When I had an album that came out in the 2000s, I don't remember, 2008, 2009, something like that. It was called Stine. And one of the things that people really responded on that album positively, and yes, I say album because I'm 45 years old, is that the songs weren't all the same. Like, that's one of the things that I really get frustrated with is I'll go out and I'll buy a CD or whatever, and it always kind of seems like all the songs are kind of the same thing over and over and over, where in the 70s, it just didn't seem like that to me. It seemed like there were so many different things, okay? So you could buy an Eagles album, for instance, and every song was different than the other ones. And so that's what I want to just talk about with, and you guys can respond to me. Let me know, and I'm going to be watching here, okay? What do you think made the 70s unique? Okay. While you're typing some stuff to me, I'm going to read off some of the things that I had. First thing I have is many styles of music were popular and accepted. It wasn't like this was good and then this was old people's music, or country rock was just as popular as hard rock, was just as popular as metal. There was room for all of it. And then you had bands like the 70s, no Pro Tools. That's good. Lack of effects. Okay. You guys are all right. You could buy an album like by Led Zeppelin, and the songs on that album, there'd be some country rock and there'd be some hard rock and there'd be some blues, passion, pure, yeah, raw, forward thinking. I see on there. The radio was much more diverse. You guys are absolutely right. And that to me is what made it so great. Now, don't get me wrong. I was a 70s or an 80s child too, but the 80s kind of became sort of closed-minded, where the 70s, it was all over, man. I mean, you could listen to, like somebody just said on the radio, you could hear, Sabbath, and the next song would be the Eagles, and you never even thought about it. You just enjoyed it. So another thing I've got here is variety in styles and characteristics within the same band. And again, we could use Led Zeppelin or Kansas or Styx, all as different examples of that, where all their songs would have just this diversity within the band. Somebody said Prince. Prince is absolutely true. Prince had a wide variety of things going on in there. Free expression, homogenized, very good, yeah. Rock and dare I say disco too? Absolutely. I mean, funk, for me, funk was a big deal. And funk and disco, I mean, you had to move into that a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. Guys, and you know me, most of you know me very well. My job isn't to have hangups about styles of music or bands or particular people, or, it doesn't work that way. I love the music. That's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. So another thing I got, different singers in the bands, right? If you bought an Eagles album, you had different people singing on it. Kiss, one of my favorite bands, okay? All the guys sang. Almost every album, they had 4 different voices on there. Not always, but a lot of the times they did, which was pretty cool. Okay. Another thing that was really great, a lot of it had big harmonies, lots of harmonies in the background. Okay. Not fake pretend harmonies and Pro Tools harmonies, but real people singing, actually singing with each other, which is pretty freaking awesome. Defining riffs. That's a really big one. And that's really what the 70s the 70s masterclass is about. Okay. Riffs, guitar riffs. Man, you'd hear. And you knew what it was, right? Right? You knew what the song was. As soon as you heard that little thing, you were in. Let's see if you guys can define this one. What's this song? Anybody know that one? Stone in Love, you got it. Okay, Neil Schon is one of my absolute favorites, right? So that's the point, is you'd hear it and you go, oh, I know exactly what that is. And you'd get excited. It was on the radio and you turn it up and you were singing along. And to me, that is really what music was about. And so, you know, as guitar players, we can think so far into this crystal ball, and we're going, I got to work on my technique and I got to be faster. I got to learn arpeggios. And I'm not dogging any of that. All I'm saying is when you come back out here, it's the song that really makes a difference, that gets people going, right? When you hear that, you'd hear that riff and you go, oh yeah, I know what that is, right? All those kind of songs, okay? So riffs were just so huge, okay? Another one was the rock god concept that expanded from the 60s. I'm not going to talk this whole time. I just want to set you up a little bit, okay? We had Eric Clapton and we had Jimi Hendrix and some of these guys that came right out of the 60s into the 70s. And then the 70s just gave us all of these amazing guitar players, right? You look at Rush with Alex Lifeson and all these different bands. Joe Perry. Jeff, I love Joe Perry. He's one of my favorites too. Absolutely. Okay. He's another one I definitely could have looked at for this thing. But I just chose 6, and someday maybe we'll do a part 2 of the 70s and we'll keep going. Just look at everybody someday. So, and the big thing, of course, with the 70s, arena rock, right? Big stadiums, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 people. Everybody was digging on music, right? Age had nothing to do with it. Everybody just loved the music and everybody was into the music. And, you know, I don't know, it was just a different time. So, guys, I just want to set you up with that. Now, let's talk about stylistic characteristics just a little bit, and then you and I are going to play a little bit, okay? What my job is, and what I learned how to do a long time ago, and this is what I do for a living with you, is trying to figure out, like, what are the best things to come out of each player? James says Petra. I'm a huge Petra fan. I'm a huge Striper fan. I'm a huge, White Cross fan. There's all kinds of bands like that I just loved. And yeah, you could afford tickets. Paul says you could afford tickets back then, and it's so true. So the point is that what I've been trying to do is I try and get inside the music and figure out their songwriting characteristics for a player, the rhythm characteristics of that player, certain things that player might do with their guitar, right? The chords and riff elements, things like that. And then, of course, the other one is soloing elements, real signature soloing elements, right? If I do this to you, right? If I go, what do you think of, right? So if we, like with Ted Nugent, it's just so funny because Ted just, you even say the word Ted Nugent and people get crazy. Either they love him or they hate him. For me, regardless of what Ted Nugent does in his personal time, he's an amazing guitar player, man. He made that guitar sing and scream and cry. You know, you had that semi-hollow body guitar, and he was so unique and so aggressive in his playing. And for me, man, it just made me want to play. So that's what this whole 70s thing is about, is for you to connect to some of these people. And it's not all heavy and aggressive. There's all kinds of things in there. And we're going to talk about that. So let's take a look here. First thing I want to do is I want to talk about some similarities. And this is going to be kind of fun because these are things, like I sent you some tab. Hopefully you guys got those links. The webinar handout, I see that Matt has posted it for you. This was kind of fun for me, okay? Now, you guys all have to know that I'm a huge Ace Frehley fan, okay? So if I go to, and I start playing, there's a song called She by Kiss, okay? She. Now, if you have that tab available, what I want you to do is I want you to, they're labeled on my tab, they're labeled 1, 2, and 3, but I want you to open that if you've got it, okay? So does everybody else out there have this tab, this link that Matt has posted? Does everybody have that? Did you already download that PDF? I'll just wait for 30 seconds here because it takes just a minute for the response to come back. So let me know if you have that PDF, and if you do, take it out. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Everybody's got it. Awesome. Okay. If you didn't get it, there should be a link right there on the chat that you can click on and you can download it. So if you don't have it, And Steve, it's in tab form. And if you don't have that or you can't read the tab, don't worry about it. You can just follow what I'm going to do here. But I'm going to show you how music through the generations is used by other people. Like, and the reason I'm saying this, guys, is because when I was a kid, I was convinced I wasn't supposed to use anything that I learned from any other song. Like if I learned how to play a song, everything in that song I wasn't allowed to use because it was copyrighted. And then I remember meeting somebody one time that went, then you're never going to be able to do anything because it's all it's all chords and scales and you have a right to use those. So I want to show you this. So if you've got that PDF, I want you to open up to She by Kiss. Okay. And what you're going to see on there is that 1815, 1815, 1715, that thing. Does everybody see that? Okay. Now I've only got one screen here, so I'm trying to see that and your chat at the same time. So we're looking at She by Kiss, if you have that. Okay. There you go. Okay. All right. So the lick sounds like this. Okay, so that's the Ace Frehley lick, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Ace Frehley. I did not use Ace Frehley in the 70s guitar masterclass because I'm saving him for something special because I love him so much. So, but this is a riff of his. So you'll notice it's going. And Jeff says, God, it starts with the Doors. Thank you, Jeff. That's right. We're going to talk about that. That's what your tab shows. So what I want you all to do with me, if you've got your guitar handy and you've got this Kiss She up here and it's in G minor pentatonic, okay, notice how melodic this is. There's nothing exciting. Ace Frehley was never known for being some massively talented guitar player, but the one thing that Ace was so great at was creating what we call motifs, a repetitive idea that you could really sing, and his solos so often had this. So you hear this. Okay, right? So now let's go back. And what I want you to do, if you're playing that a little bit, I want you to go back to the number one, which was 5-1 by the Doors. Okay, now 5-1, if you open up that one, you're going to notice the lick is going to look awfully similar, but in a different key. Now you've got. It is literally the same lick, okay? Ace absolutely completely ripped off this lick, okay? And it doesn't make him a bad guy. Welcome to the real world, you know what I mean? I always use this analogy when I talk to my students about this sort of thing. There's a difference between stealing an entire song, okay? Stealing an entire song. You can't do that. But concepts, you steal them all the time. You look at somebody and you go, hey, they're wearing those shoes or they have that jacket and that looks really good. And then you get the same thing. Or in a better analogy would be if you wanted to be a painter or an artist, you would study other artists and you'd figure out the isms of that artist. And then you'd figure out how you could use those things in your own artistic, medium, if you will. So we're looking for the idea. Yeah, William, influenced by, that's right. We can take ideas from other players and move it around and shift it and shuck it and jive it or whatever we want to do to make something really cool out of it. That's what I want you to get out of this 70s masterclass. It's not just that you're playing a song. Like I had a guy email me earlier today and he was like, well, what songs do you cover by each artist? And then I'll consider whether or not I'm going to buy this or not. And I said, I don't cover any particular song. This isn't about playing Stranglehold or playing Cat Scratch Fever or playing whatever. There's isms of those in these songs, but there's influences of other things as well. So you're getting kind of the best of that situation. When you think of a player like David Gilmour, that freaking guy can do 50 things, right? Well, we could make 50 hours of just lessons on David Gilmour. So the trick is to just grab a piece of David Gilmour and look at it and pull out the best stuff that we can get out of that. Or looking at a guy like Billy Gibbons, who's another one from ZZ Top, taking one piece of it and pulling out the best of what we can get from that. You know what I mean? That's what we want to do. So the point of this is that you're looking at this going, okay, so Ace, wasn't the greatest player, blah, blah, blah. Well, now let's look at Alive in, let's see. Yeah, Okay, it's a little bit different, but this is Alive by Pearl Jam. I just got freaked out for some reason because it looked a little different. So now we're playing This Is Alive, which is... Okay, Alive. And you see it goes... Right? So it's not exactly the same, but it's pretty darn close, you know? So the beauty of this, guys, the reason I'm showing you this is because I am always trying to get people to understand that it's easy for us to put ourselves down. It's easy for us to go, I'm not as good as that guy or that girl, and I'll never be as good as that person, and that sort of thing. And my point is that you're closer to your goals than you really think you are. You just need to find it. You just need to look and go, oh, there's something that I can use. And you're seeing how we can move from the Doors to Kiss to Pearl Jam, and they're all utilizing some of the same things. It's not how fast they can play or how many taps they can throw in or how many arpeggios. And again, I'm not making fun of that, guys. I do it too. I do those things too. But that's not where the magic of the music is. The magic of the music is in the isms. When you hear, you know, that's just a really great, unique sound. And when I hear that, I think of Ted Nugent, right? Now, you might think of somebody else, and that's awesome. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start looking at some differences, okay? So I'm going to play you a couple of things. Yeah, William says, Gossard and McCready are both Kiss fans. Imagine that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, and that's the thing is you're showing homage to these guys. You're going, wow, that, you know, you guys brought this so much great stuff. Like I play in a Kiss tribute band. I don't wear makeup though. If I wore makeup, I'd look like Mini Kiss. So I don't do that. I'm just in a Kiss tribute band. But we play all the B-side stuff. So we don't play anything popular. We play like Rocket Ride, and we play Rock Bottom, and we play Shandy, and we play, I mean, just all the stuff that nobody else wants to play of the B-side stuff. That's the kind of stuff we do. Brian May played some great leads without flash. He absolutely did. I got the pleasure of being able to co-write a song with Brian May about 3 years ago. I did the rhythm parts and he did the leads on it. It was pretty darn cool. So Come On and Love Me. Yeah, these are all great. Robin Trower's awesome. So let's keep going. So differences. Eagles and Fleetwood Mac to AC/DC and Aerosmith to the Latin flavor of Santana to Tony Iommi and Black Sabbath. Okay. Parasite. Right? Parasite. Okay. Those are vastly different things from the 70s. Eagles and Fleetwood Mac, AC/DC and Aerosmith, Santana, Sabbath, right? All of those things are vastly different from each other. Okay. And that's what this 70s masterclass is about, is finding the difference between those. Okay. Not just having everything like all metal guys or all hard rock guys, not that. Finding some different group of things. Okay. So our goal is to define the signature elements in each one of these players by looking at their licks, looking at their solo styles, looking at their guitar riffs, their rhythm styles, their chord progressions. Like Santana, man, is a great one to look at for stuff like that. And their songwriting styles. Okay. So you're going to be able to learn this. And please remember that about any course that I would ever offer is the point isn't just to read tab and then play whatever it is I'm doing. Don't ever do that. Okay. The point is to be able to take all those ideas and pull something out that you can use and make it yourself, make it become something that you can use. I always go back to this article in a guitar magazine a long time ago by Dimebag Darrell, where he talked about the most important thing for a guitar player is to be able to pull out a small gem. You don't have to think huge. It doesn't have to be, I need to know all the theory in the entire planet before I can go out on stage and play. It's learning how to pull out the gems from something big, be able to pull out something small and be able to actually use it. That's what I want you to learn how to do. And the 70s Masterclass is going to give you a variety of different people to look at. And they're all vastly different from each other. You know, when we look at Lindsey Buckingham, for instance, Lindsey Buckingham, I am a huge Fleetwood Mac fan. I don't know if you feel the same way, but he is such a unique guitar player. Everything about him is so personalized. And the reason it's like that is because he doesn't understand what the heck he's doing, right? And he openly admits it. I'm not knocking him. God bless him for that. he's got his own unique thing because he doesn't understand what the rules are. And he understands that because of that, he's got limitations. There's certain things that he just can't do. So when he talks about his soloing, for instance, he talks about how he doesn't really do a lot of soloing, although I've seen YouTube videos of him just knocking it frickin' dead. But his solos tend to be more melodic. They follow what the song is doing. But his like finger style, there's one thing that I do on this course of Lindsey Buckingham that took me it took me a while to even learn how to play it. Like I sat there and I had to learn how to play it before I could teach you how to play it. So that's what I focused on more with Lindsey Buckingham. Wasn't his soloing. It was his finger style. It was his acoustic finger style, because it's just he's so amazing. So that shows the variety of what's in this 70s masterclass is, looking at someone like Lindsey Buckingham, where you're going to want to grab your acoustic or go clean on your electric and start checking things out, exploring the kinds of things that he did, there's just so many great Fleetwood Mac songs. So anyway, that's what I want you to kind of think about are the isms that are in there, the things that make each player unique. Okay. So let's move on a little bit here. I do have some notes. That way I don't just sit here and look at you and do this. So, okay, keep going. So similarities in borrowing from others who came before you. Okay, so here's the big thing. Now I gave you another one, and we're going to look at that in just a second here. We're going to look at this other song by Kiss that I gave you. I don't know why I gave you all this Kiss stuff. Steve, we don't have video. Oh, okay, I got you. Everybody can see me okay, though, right? Everything's cool? Okay, and as long as you're fine, we're good. Okay, so basically what we want to do here is we're going to take a look at another song, but I'm going to ask you a question first. Is everybody ready? Why is there a clock on the floor? Because sometimes I record over here, and I got to be able to look at the clock to know when I started and when I ended. I have like 3 studios that I go to do my recordings at, but I do have a studio in my home too, in case we get a blizzard outside, because I live in North Dakota. So that's why there's a clock on the floor. Okay, so here's the second question. You guys all ready? Here we go. Who is your favorite 70s band? Now, don't just choose the band because of the guitar player, right? Don't just choose the band because they're complex. And I know you don't do that anyway, but I just got to remind people sometimes. What's your favorite band from the 70s? I'm excited to see this. Okay, your favorite band: Queen, Boston, Rush, Eagles, AC/DC, UFO. Oh my goodness, The Dead, Kansas, Thin Lizzy, CCR. I love CCR. Pink Floyd, Fleetwood Mac, Steely Dan, Rush, Foghat, Runaways, Savoy. Oh man, I saw Head East in there. I am a huge Head East fan. CCR, Tom Petty, Jethro Tull, Skynyrd, The Stones, Bad Company, Nazareth, Deep Purple, Supertramp. Holy crap. The Cars. I love the Cars. Actually got to work on a song by, oh God, that's terrible. Who's the bass player that passed away from the Cars? His wife had a song stored away. She has a bunch of his songs. And I got to play on one of those too. Cars and Foreigner. Yes. Hot Tuna, BTO, Bee Gees, Bebop Deluxe. Holy crap. Benjamin Orr, thank you. That's who it was, Benjamin Orr. Yep, Marshall Tucker, Grand Funk. Wow, Montrose. I love Montrose. The Police, yep. Oh, man. Allman Brothers. Alice Cooper, one of my favorite bands. Kiss, Alice Cooper. My dad, I learned about music from the Beatles, from Led Zeppelin, and from Alice Cooper. Kiss was my own. I don't think he was a Kiss fan. REO Speedwagon, Wishbone Ash, Whiteheart, Bad Company. Oh, man. Maiden. I freaking love Maiden. Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. ELO, Moody Blues, ZZ Top. Oh, man. You guys are awesome. That's right. Okay? That's all the good stuff. That's right. So George, we are learning stuff. It isn't just about how many things we can play on the guitar. I got a million YouTube videos that you can learn stuff from. It's nice to talk about things too, for sure. Okay. So let's keep going here. Okay, let's play some more stuff. What I want to do is I want to give you some ideas of some things that you can do, okay, in your playing that would be more 70s stylistic, okay? Favorite band is Pink Floyd. That's great. Okay, so let's start off by looking at a TED-ism. Okay, we're going to look at 2 TED-isms, as a matter of fact. What I want you to do is I want you to explore some unison bends, okay? Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and you're going to go to the 7th fret of the 3rd string, and you're going to bend the 7th fret of the 3rd string until they become the same pitch. Now, what I find with a lot of my students when we talk about bending is they know how to bend, they just don't know how to bend well, okay? Now, that may or may not be you, okay? I'm just saying that happens a lot is people know how to bend, they get the concept of bending, but they're not real confident when they do their bends. And when you deal with someone like Ted Nugent, for instance, who does these unison bends, it's really important to understand it's the execution. It's not the fact that you're bending, it's how the bend sounds. Somebody asked for Great White Buffaloes, so that's what that is, okay? So let's go to that 5th and 7th fret. Let's do a bend. So you're going to bend it up till they become the same thing, and then you're going to start pumping that bend as a vibrato, the 3rd string bend. Okay? And then 7. And then 8. See that? Now, the cool thing about that is if you know, that's right, that's a stranglehold one. Yep. So if you know that and you know a scale, what you can do is you can just walk up. So let's say we're in A minor pentatonic. So what we're going to do is, that's awesome, Michael. So this is I don't remember which model of Ibanez Gem this is. It's the burnt flake one. But anyway, so we're going to go from 5. Now let's just walk up pentatonically. We're going to go on the 2nd string. I want you to visualize this. You're going 5, 8, 10, 13, 15. So now you're going to put that bend on there and you're going to go up. How do I keep my first finger in place? I just hold it secure and then I push this one up. So I just hold that first finger secure with my thumb right here. I squeeze. So when I start rocking it, this doesn't move at all. Now I'm just going to move up pentatonically. So I'm going to go from 5 to 8 to 10 to 13 to 15. And then if I go to 17, I'm at an octave. So I can make things. See, you can do all kinds of really cool things with that. So if you learn how to do a good unison bend, and again, I know people always say that to me. They're like, well, I know how to do bends. I learned bends. I get it. But the goal with guitar playing all the way around isn't what you know. It's what you can execute. It always comes down to what you can do. Because if you try and go for something and it doesn't sound very good, you're not going to go for it. Or you're going to go for it and then you're going to feel like you suck because it didn't turn out the way you wanted to. The trick is to execute it properly, whatever those things are. Yeah, somebody said very Sabbath. Yeah, it sounds like the end of Children of the Grave. I think that's what it is. Children of the Grave. It sounds like kind of sounds like that. Are both strings bent or just the 3rd string? Just the 3rd string. If you watch very carefully here, I'll put this up. I'm just bending this up. So the first finger stays intact and the other one goes up. And then, see? Can you guys hear? You should have distortion. Don't you have distortion? You should hear distortion. Anyway, let me know if you can hear distortion. You should be able to hear distortion right now. But if you don't, let me know. So let's keep going. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to show you, there's no distortion, huh? I wonder why that would be. Let's see. Well, I don't want to start changing anything now. I don't know why you wouldn't have distortion. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I do. I do know why. Check 1, 2. Can you hear me? Can you guys still hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me right now? Okay. Does that sound better? Can you hear me now? Yeah, okay, perfect. I had the wrong setting on there, so you were hearing something completely different. All right, perfect. So now you can hear distortion? All right, better. Awesome, thank you. Yeah, it was set to something else. I have like 5 setups in here. I got to try and switch all the time, so cool. Ah, there you go, beautiful, right? Okay, so let's keep going. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go on and we're going to talk about power chords. So you are going to play with me. Okay, here we go. Okay, so what we're doing is this is a Sabbathy thing, right? We're in a different key. Okay, we're going to slide from 5 to 7. So play that 5 and head to 7. I'm on the 5th string playing the 5th fret, which is a D power chord. So you're going to play that and you're going to slide up. Okay? Now once you get there, then you're going to add 2 palm mutes on the 6th string. And then you're going to strum that 7 again. And that's the beginning stages of that whole metal thing, right? Of Sabbath, all those. Right? Where you think of like. War Pigs, right? War Pigs. Okay, all of that kind of stuff. And we're going to look at that stuff in the 70s Masterclass. We're going to look at Tony Iommi from Sabbath, and we're going to look at those kind of power chord things. So right there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 3, 5, 7, 10, 7. So do that with me if you got your guitar. Play 3, 5, 7, 10, 7. Okay, so you've got. Okay, and work with that for a second. Just give that a minute here. I'm going to turn down my guitar just a little bit. See if that works a little better. Okay. Nazareth, I got to open for Nazareth. Nazareth is another band that I just love too. Okay. So that gives you a riff that's more metal inspired. Okay. All right. So now let's move on and let's take a look at this. You guys are going to know this one too. Okay. So now what we're doing is we're doing a bit of a tush inspired element. What I'm playing right now, Richie, is actually coming from Guitar Rig, but I do use Amplitude as well. So again, having aggression when you play, not just playing the notes, not just playing the tab, but play it like you freaking mean it. That's the goal. Okay? So now what you're going to do is you're going to play the 3rd fret of the 6th string twice. And then you're going to go to the 5th fret of the 3rd and 4th strings. Yes, this is really live. Here you go. Okay. And then you're going to go back to the root, and then go back to those 5s. And then we're going to go to the 3s on the 3rd and 4th strings as well. You see? So that gives us a ZZ Top element. And again, you hear it and you define that riff right away. Okay? These are just so great. And then, of course, with me, the big thing with Billy Gibbons is these, you know, all that kind of pinch harmonic thing he does. You know, and again, pitch harmonics, we're going to talk about those too. You see how you move it around? That's the big Billy Gibbons thing. I just love that kind of stuff. So anyway, let's just talk a little bit before we run out of time here, because I got to remind you that you're going to get a bonus. If you stay till the end, you're going to get a webinar bonus. For those of you that have already bought the course, and I know there's a lot of you out there that have already bought it, you are going to get the webinar bonuses. Matt said just to make sure that you hold tight, and tomorrow you'll be getting an email that has the bonus links. So if you've already purchased the course, and I know a lot of you out there have already, you will get these bonuses because you're on this webinar call. So don't worry about it, okay? And if you have a problem, if you didn't get them, just email me. Email me at steve@guitarzoom.com and I'll help you. But you will get those. If you sign up tonight for the 70s Masterclass, you're going to get those 2 bonuses. What are the 2 bonuses? 2 bonuses are, I don't know. Matt, what are the 2 bonuses? I know I had it somewhere. Matt will tell me. He'll tell me what it is. Okay, so anyway. And there's a discount for existing Masterclass students. There sure is. Okay. Yeah, and I'll say hi to Dan for you. Dan was busy tonight. Bonus 1 is master the techniques of speed picking. And the next one is the kick and strums grooving technique. So those are the 2. So yeah, you'll get a discount on that as well. If you are a Masterclass member already, you will. And you'll get those 2 bonuses for free for getting this on the webinar. And yeah, Dan, somebody asked where Dan is. Dan had his kids had a Christmas performance or Christmas play or something that he had to do. Miss Misery. Oh, man. Okay, wait, now. Somebody just said Miss Misery. That got me thinking Nazareth. You're right. Listen. Man, playing guitar is so freaking cool. I can't even stand it. So anyway, that's all the stuff that you're going to be getting. So the masterclass is going to include all kinds of stuff. Let me just get into this quick so you guys know what it is. Before I even start this, I'm going to remind you who it's not for. The masterclass is absolutely not for a beginner guitar student. Okay. And if all you do is play acoustic guitar, this isn't for you either. Okay. This will cover some acoustic stuff, but there's a ton of stuff in here. So the 6 players I'm going to be looking at with you are going to be Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac, Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, Carlos Santana, of course, David Gilmour, who is one of my absolute favorite guitar players on the planet, Ted Nugent, the Mighty Ted, and Tony Iommi. And we're going to be looking at a bunch of different things. We're going to be looking at their songwriting styles, their rhythm styles, their soloing styles, anything that's kind of particular to them we're going to be looking at. So Lindsey Buckingham, for instance, we're going to be looking at 3 different kinds of finger-picking elements that he does and the songwriting styles, the kind of the chord qualities and colors that he uses, things like that. Okay, thanks, Matt. Thanks for giving me those. When will the class start? I think the class starts, is it next week, Matt? I think the class starts next week. It does overlap the blues masterclass, buddy. December 9th? Is that when it starts, Matt? I think that's what, if you throw up a yes, then I know that's what that December 9th is. Yep. Okay. So it's December 9th. Okay. Yep. Are these going out to Steve? Yeah, Greg, I'm getting all of your guys' stuff here. Okay. Masterclass people do get a discount. Absolutely, you do. Always. When we offer masterclass stuff, if you're a masterclass member for the rest of your life, you're going to get discounts off of any masterclass course. Always, 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 always. You are a priority for us. So yeah, you will always get a discount. Okay. So that's one of them is going to be Lindsey Buckingham. The next one, Billy Gibbons. We're going to be looking at the Texas blues element, the major minor pentatonic stuff, his picking technique and his harmonics and all those kind of things, the shuffle stuff that he does, all that kind of stuff. Santana, for me, the big thing with Carlos Santana is that sort of Latin flavor and the fact that he uses that Dorian in his playing. He's got, if you got this A minor, he's just got such a great feel to his playing. David Gilmour, we're going to be looking at his blending of pentatonic and diatonic stuff. The big thing for David Gilmour for me, if you guys haven't heard this story before, David Gilmour is my nemesis. If you've ever seen The Three Amigos, he is my El Guapo, okay? Because his bending and his vibrato cannot be replicated, I believe. At least not by me. He is so freaking accurate with his bending and his vibrato. It's 6 weeks long. Yep, the course is 6 weeks long. And yeah, his bending and his vibrato, I've never been as accurate as he can be. So he's my El Guapo. So your El Guapo might be a lack of education, as the Three Amigos say. My El Guapo happens to be David Gilmour. So let's keep going here. Let's see. Then we move into Mighty Ted. And Ted, I had a lot of fun with because, again, love or hate Ted Nugent on a personal level, I don't care. But Ted Nugent has got so many great riffs. And but yeah, I mean, and Brian just said he does acoustic only, but he'd love to apply this stuff to acoustic. You absolutely could. But Ted does so many great things. So I took parts of like Paralyzed and Stranglehold and Stormtrooping and a bunch of different things, and I kind of put them all together in different ways and used a bunch of different things. Yeah, it's just so cool. He's just one of my favorites. So we look at a lot of his isms in his writing, which is very easy to hear and very easy to see. And just walked at what the doctor ordered too. Yeah, I think I did some of. I think I did a little bit of Great White Buffalo in that as well. I think there's a riff of that in there too. So there's just a bunch of different things all kind of collaborated together to give you a nice kind of mess of what he does. And then, of course, the godfather, if you will, of heavy metal, and we don't have to argue about whether or not he was the original, but Tony Iommi, man. Tony Iommi with all those things that he would do, all these repetitive ideas and these, he'd move across the guitar in more of a horizontal style and things like that, and he'd have, just the traditional. He was really the dude that was able to his whole thing was being able to take riffs and then build really melodic solos over the top of them. So you go, all that sort of thing. Right? Okay. So, Bill, will I be explaining effects? No, not really, but that's something we can talk about in the live classes because you're also going to get 2 live classes. Okay. So we can talk about all that kind of stuff. So my hope is you're going to be able to watch a couple, 3 weeks of these. We're going to get together. We're going to have a live class, and we're going to talk about all this stuff. So if you guys are really interested in learning about pinch harmonics or effects or something, and you're just having a problem with it, we can talk about those. Eventually, what I need to do is I need to just do a course on effects all the way around and tone, and it's just such a subjective thing. NIB, that's what that was, yeah. Yep. So that's what this thing's going to cover. It's going to take those 6 players, it's going to break them down, and it's going to build up the best parts of each one of those. And then you and I are going to get together, and we're going to have 2 live classes and talk about these sorts of things. If we want to go, just spend the time talking about songwriting elements or soloing elements, we can do whatever you guys want. I love hanging out with you. So that's what that's going to be. All right. So we're going to move forward here, and I'm going to ask you the last question I've got. Are you ready? Now, again, think about this. I've got my answer. I'll let you know. Okay. Here it is. What is your favorite 70s album? Your favorite 70s album. If you had to have a top 5 of your all-time favorite albums, and you made it 70s, what would that be? What would that top one be? God, there's so many. There's so many awesome ones, but I definitely got one. Animals by Pink Floyd, Paranoid. Man, those are good. Dark Side of the Moon, Grand Illusion, Kiss Alive. Oh my gosh, Breakfast in America is one of my favorites too. Powerage, iRobot, Deja Vu, Damn the Torpedoes. Holy crap, I haven't thought about that in a long time. 2112, Machine Head by Deep Purple. Oh man, Caress of Steel, Eat a Peach, Cheap Thrills. Oh my gosh, I haven't thought of Cheap Thrills in a long time. Tonight's the Night, American Beauty. Ted Nugent, Ziggy Stardust is awesome. Look at all these. These are great. Physical Graffiti, Dark Side of the Moon, live at Leeds was great. Secret Treaties, Rumors. Oh yeah, Rumors is definitely one of mine too. Hotel California is one of mine too. Cosmos Factory, I love CCR. Holy crap, Crime of the Century. Crime of the Century? Are you a Ramones fan, Steve? Because if you are, then you're cool because you have the name Steve, and you're cool because you like the Ramones. Because I freaking love the Ramones, man. Love the Ramones. I would have to say mine. I mean, you guys are bringing back all kinds of stuff that I should have thought about, but I think I would still go with, I think I would probably go with Hotel California too. I can't remember when, I think The Wall came out in, did The Wall come out in late 70s or early 80s? Was it like 79, 78? Or was it in the 80s? Arrival by Boston. Very nice. The ugliest band in the world, the Ramones? Yes, they are. And proud of it. Yes, they were anyway. Okay, Rainbow Rising. Oh, my goodness. 1979. Yeah, was it 79 or 80? I see we got both of them there. I couldn't remember because The Wall would be one of my favorite all-time albums of ever. But I don't know if it fits in 79 or 80. Desperado, good stuff. Holy crap, you guys. Yeah. Fred says he won't choose. There's too much great stuff to sift through. You are right. You were billed with the Ramones, Paul? You got to play with the Ramones? I love the Ramones. Oh my gosh. You guys. Band on the Run was cool. Heaven and Hell, Blizzard of Oz. Now I know they're 70 or they're 1980. You're right. And that's the problem, right? It's like, where do you put them? Cheap Trick. Oh yeah. Big Cheap Trick fan. Yep. God, that's good. Guys, I got to stop reading this. You want me to keep talking and teaching, so I got to stop reading that. But you guys are rocking. There's so much good stuff there. Okay? So anyway, that's what this thing's going to be about. So my goal with this thing is to, this 70s course, is to get you thinking about moving forward a bit, okay? Matt, is that video ready to go? Can you play it right now? Okay, perfect. Dan made a video that kind of explains the course a little bit better than I can because I tend to gab and play all the time. So he's going to explain this to you. The Wall was November of 79, so I'm going to go with The Wall. So Dan's going to be talking about this a little bit. What he's going to do is he's going to talk a little bit more about the class and see whether or not it's going to fit what you need. So Matt, could you please play that video?
Hey, Dan Denley here, founder of guitar-Zoom.com, and this video is different than what you're expecting. It's not a sales pitch. It's just a tool to help you make a decision. Because I respect you and your time, I'm not going to try to sell you on attending. And I'm not going to go into every detail about this 6-week masterclass. Otherwise, we'd be here forever. I'm just going to tell you what it is and what it can do for you. Fair enough? All right, here's what you get. 6 weeks of interactive online video lessons from my buddy Steve Stine. Each week you get a new module which consists of about 60 to 90 minutes of HD video. And you can watch from any computer or mobile device. It's 100% focused on the rhythm and soloing styles of the 6 greatest guitar players from the 1970s. You also get personal one-on-one help from Steve, a special email address that comes directly to him so you can ask questions during the class. But the house rule number 1 is watch all the videos from each module first to make sure that your question isn't covered. You also get access to our private Facebook group for the masterclass students only, so you can interact with other serious students, make friends, and get help fast. And you get two 1-hour live video sessions so you can speak directly with Steve. And don't worry, these will be recorded. You also get lifetime access to all the videos inside the members-only website, so you can refer back to them whenever you want. You get complete tab transcription for each week's lessons, so you can easily follow along. You'll always know where to put your fingers on the fretboard, and you'll never get lost. You get all the jam tracks used in the class, so you can rock out your new solo skills. Now, here's the masterclass schedule. Week 1 is Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac. Week 2 is Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top. Week 3 is Carlos Santana. Week 4 is David Gilmour of Pink Floyd. Week 5 is Ted Nugent. And Week 6 is Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath. And here's what this will do for you. You'll master the styles and techniques of the 6 greatest players from the 70s so you can play your own favorite songs, and you'll learn them faster and easier. You'll build confidence as you study each player so you can adapt their styles into your own playing. You'll avoid the pitfalls that most guitarists fall into so you can easily play wicked solos and riffs of the 70s masters. You will have fun playing the songs you grew up with. You'll feel proud of your playing and your new skills and your accomplishments. Here's why this is different. This is not another Learn Guitar course. In fact, it's not a guitar course at all. It's a 6-week interactive masterclass taught by one of the world's leading guitar instructors, Professor Steve Stine. You'll never be alone because you'll have the support of the other masterclass students and Steve. And it's not a bunch of random lessons. It's a structured curriculum of interactive lessons designed to take you from raw rookie to pro fast. You get 2 live lessons so you can get help directly from the instructor. And you won't get overwhelmed because everything is laid out for you step by step. Here's what it costs. Until now, the only way to get access to Professor Stine was to sign up for private guitar classes at North Dakota State University at $6,000 a semester. Steve doesn't even teach private lessons anymore. But if he did, 6 weeks of private lessons would set you back about $600. But this masterclass won't cost you $6,000 or even $600. In fact, your tuition for the complete 6-week masterclass is only $297. And if you register today, you can save an additional $100, which means your total investment's only $197, which is about the cost of one trip to the grocery store these days. Here's everything you get. You get the 6-week 1970s masterclass, a total $600 value. You also get 2 live lessons, a value of $120. You get the private Facebook group, a $67 per year value. You get Steve's private email address, a $67 per year value. You get Tab for each week, a $27 value. You get Texas Blues Licks by Steve, a $67 value. And since you're attending this webinar, you get Speed Picking by Steve. You get Kick and Snare Strumming by Steve. You get Eddie Van Halen Tapping if you're one of the first to order. You also get the Ultimate Jam Track Guitar Pack, Creating Killer Guitar Tone, and the Key to Guitar Playing Success. If you add it all up, it's a total value of $1,170. And these are real courses that we sell every day at GuitarZoom.com. You get all of those bonuses free. And your tuition is only $297. And if you register today, you can save an additional $100, which means you can make just one payment of only $197. But there are 3 warnings you need to be aware of. Warning number 1, class size is limited. We'll only accept a limited number of students so each member can receive the attention they deserve. Warning number 2, the price will go up when the early registration ends. Warning number 3, this masterclass is not for you if you're a beginner, you only play acoustic, you're lazy, or you're an excuse maker instead of an action taker. Or if you don't have a positive, let's do this attitude. But if you're willing to make an honest effort and you want to gain more confidence in your playing, then this is for you. If you're confused or stuck or overwhelmed, then this is for you. If you're looking for a new challenge, then this is for you. If you want to explore new styles and techniques, then this is for you. If you're tired of hacking away on your computer and you want to join a community of strong guitarists who are willing and able to actually help you, then this is for you. So let's wrap this up. You're covered by a 90-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee, which means if you're not happy for any reason, just let us know for a fast, friendly refund. So if your gut is saying, yes, this will help you, then listen to it. Register now to secure all the bonuses and the discounted price. Steve and I look forward to meeting you and getting to know you in the 1970s Guitar Masterclass. Register now.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. So hopefully that kind of explained to you a little bit what's going on here. I am really excited for you to be a part of this class. I'm excited for us to talk about these things and just get you excited about playing. Build your confidence level. Start spanning your creativity. That's really the big thing. Is it's not whether or not you're so great at this or so great at this, or whether or not you take all 6 weeks and you learn every single thing. Remember the Dimebag Darrell idea, where if you could just take a gem out of there and you could add it into your playing and change everything forever. And that's really the big thing that I want you to take away from this. So, feeling good about yourself. Mark, I can see everybody's chats going on there. Yep. They kind of go by fast, but I see everybody. Okay. So think about those a little bit. And remember, we're always here to help you. I mean, that's why we have support like Matt, who's on there right now working his tail off, and it's 3 a.m. where he is. And then we have those live classes, and we have the community forums where you can talk to other people. And we've got some real cool things up our sleeve for 2016 that we're working on right now that I cannot talk about. But trying to get you closer and in contact with other players and making connections, musical connections, is just going to be really great. So if you have already purchased this course, am I planning a 60s masterclass, Shar? I am. I just don't have all the work down for it because we've been so busy with so many other projects, but I have a ton of ideas, and 60s masterclass is definitely one of them too. So guys, if you've bought the course, if you've just purchased the course, or you purchased the course before, can you do me a favor and just post what you're excited about? Why did you buy the course? This is your first web. No, you can post, Corey. The problem is there's just hundreds of chats that come by that we just keep them on our side. So Matt and I can monitor them and try and help you guys as best we can. Otherwise, people start talking to people, and then all of a sudden, instead of having 400 of them, we have 800 of them, and it becomes impossible to watch. So 60s class, yeah, absolutely. A tone effects class, that's kind of hard, but I'm going to be doing something with effects and studio recording, all kinds of different things like that. That's coming up. So let's see here. Can you see me okay? Can everybody see me okay? Hopefully you can. Matt, can you see me okay, buddy? So guys, if you've bought something, let me know. If you bought the masterclass, if you've purchased it and you're getting ready to do this 70s thing with me, tell me what, there's one, okay? It's the best style. I think that's awesome, and I'm glad you're going to be with us, buddy. Okay? Mike, yep. Awesome. I got one here that says, because Gilmore is one of my favorite guitar players. That's awesome. Let's see. There are tuning. It might be difficult. It's a bit blurry. I don't know why it would be blurry. Oh, for some of you it is. For some of you it isn't, I see. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you, Gina. Thank you so much. Okay. Eduardo, thank you. James, thank you so much. Okay. Brian, thank you. Thank you, Brian. Awesome. Okay. James, you are awesome. Thank you, buddy. I'm glad that you're going to enjoy this. I guarantee you're going to have a lot of fun with this. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure, Paul, if it's blurry for you, I apologize. Nothing has changed on my end other than I'm getting older. Not losing any hair yet, thank God, but I'm sure it's coming. Okay. The sound, Bob, that's awesome. You're right. Thank you, Alan. Okay. Todd signed up. Thank you. The 70s are the best. I completely agree. I'm so excited about this 70s thing. Okay. Steve, thank you. Thank you for attending. Thank you for being a part of our Guitar Zoom family. Thank you, Shar. Okay. Thank you, Hector. That's awesome. Thank you, Shane. Thank you. Thank you, guys. That's so awesome. Okay, I'll make it through. Awesome. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Brian. Awesome. Thank you, James. You guys are so awesome. So, Matt, can you tell me how long is this up for them to be able to purchase this and get the bonuses? And that's the other thing is you all get a webinar bonus too. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Captain Tom. Thank you, Gina. You guys are so freaking awesome. What do they need to do, Matt, to get the... Okay, it says here, let me stop the video and start it again. I'll try it. Here we go. See if that's any better. Bill, you rock. Brenda, you guys are so great. Okay, you guys are so great. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much. Thank you, Scott. Thank you for taking time out. I really do appreciate that. Let's see. This thing will be open for another few hours, so you can always purchase after this is over with. And there is a masterclass discount for you guys. Okay, so if you've already had a masterclass in the past, I apologize. I don't know why I don't know why that would be blurry. I'm trying to. Now it's blurry. Now it's straight. Maybe that's any better. Okay. Gina, you're so awesome. Norman, you're awesome. Roy, you are so awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. And remember, it'll still be going. You can buy it after. You can still get the webinar bonuses for another few hours. This thing's open till midnight Central Time. Okay. So that's what we got going on. So I hope you decide to get it. There is a bonus. And the bonus is if you go to the register here button, you won't actually register just by clicking on that. But if you go to the register here button and you click on it, and I think you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, and there'll be the webinar bonus. Is that right, Matt? They go all the way to the bottom of that page? Yeah, thank you, Matt. Matt's so awesome. So you click on the register here button, and then you scroll all the way down, and you're going to be able to get your webinar bonus there. Okay? So guys, thank you so much. How do you get the webinar bonus or the masterclass bonus? We give it to you. We go back to our stuff and check that you're a masterclass member, and you get the discount. So Matt, is there something in particular that they need to do to be able to get that masterclass if they're already a previous masterclass member? Do they email you guys, or what do you need them to do, Matt? Hi, everybody. It says, yeah, they're saying it won't show the masterclass discount because this link doesn't know the difference between you and somebody that's never had the masterclass before. Okay. Register. Yep. So if you do it by email, Matt, are you out there, buddy? Just got the Blues Blitz bundle. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so Matt already sent it out to everybody. So yep, you'll have an email with that discount on it, the masterclass discount. So guys, thank you so much. You are so awesome. Please sign up. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. We're going to learn a bunch of stuff about some really amazing guitar players and get to hang out a little bit. Yep, Matt is sent the email for the webinar bonuses. You'll be getting those tomorrow. So if you already signed up for the web or for the masterclass, you already paid for it, but you want the webinar bonuses, you're going to be getting links to those tomorrow. Okay. And then the email, Matt says he already sent out the email to all the masterclass members for the discount. So if you're looking to sign up and you want that discount and you didn't get the email from Matt, just contact me at Steve@GuitarZoom and I'll get it taken care of. We'll work together and get that taken care of for you. So awesome. Everybody, thank you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Thank you, Len. Thank you, Paul. Got the bonus in your mail already. That is so awesome. That's how good these guys are. Our support team is just amazing. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. I'm going to get going. The link in Matt's email is not working. James says, I'm not sure what to do about that, James. I would say just send me an email at steve@guitarzoom.com. Send them over to me, and I'll forward those over to Matt if we need to. So it's no big deal. We'll get it taken care of. Just send me an email at steve@guitarzoom.com, and I will get it taken care of for you. I'll get in touch with Matt, and we'll get that worked out. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening, and please sign up for the course. Let's have some fun together, and let's learn some cool stuff. So everybody take care, and remember that link, that register here button, that will still be available for a few more hours. So thanks, James. Thank you, everybody. Matt just posted a link up there for the 70s Guitar Masterclass. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Paul. Everybody, you have a wonderful evening. Okay. Everybody have fun. Keep practicing. Stay positive. I'll see you guys later.